This is a review of the Ivation iPhone 5 external protective battery case. It features a built-in retractable earphone, and its MFI lightning connector is made for an iPhone 5 and 5S. Inside of the box, you'll find a charging cable that's 34 inches long. You'll find the case itself, which is very attractive. It's in white plastic, and it's molded nicely. It has a earphone jack built into it, and also the lightning cable that's MFI approved or made for iPhone approved by Apple, so it's compatible with your iPhone 5 and 5S. It weighs in at 2 3/4 ounces, and you also have a brief instruction manual. Back here you'll see that the capacity of the battery is 1,900 milliampere hours. Its charging input is 5 volts DC at 1 amp, and its output to your phone to charge it is also 5 volts DC at 1 amp. It also has a built-in set of headphones here that pull out of the back, and you can see them. I'm going to pull them out a little bit just to show them to you. These headphones do come apart. You raise them up like so, and you can separate them. I could find no markings on them for left or right. There is also built into the headphones a microphone. You can see the hole right here, so you can use it to make and receive phone calls. This little silver area here is a button that allows you to accept or to make a phone call. You press it once. It also has a very unique feature, and that if you pull out a little bit more, if you have this out like so and you double press the little button, it will retract the headphones back into the case. Then you just turn it over like this, and it pulls it back in. Retracted by a motor that's built inside, and the specification states that it's designed to be retractable 30,000 times. Bottom here you'll see 2 ports to allow the speaker sound to come out of the bottom. You'll also see the charging port, which is a micro USB connector. And over here you'll see 3 LEDs, which allows you to check the battery charge status of the battery. If you have one flashing blue LED, it's less than 10%. If you have one blue light on, it's less than 30%. If you have 2 blue LEDs on, it's less than 70%. And if you have 3 LEDs on, it's somewhere between 70 and 100%. You see a very small button. It's flush with the side of the phone. If you press that button and hold it for a second, you'll see the 3 LEDs come on that are blue, and that will tell you that the phone battery inside of here is fully charged. Putting your iPhone into this case is easy. You just set it up at the top, gently press it down, hold the little earphone jack, and push it down until it fully engages. Here with the case installed on the phone, you can see that all the controls are accessible. There's the volumes. This is the power off on switch. And then on the bottom here, you can see the speaker ports. You can still listen to your speakers. They sound pretty good. But if you pop this out here, you're going to have to unplug the headphones to use your speakers of your phone. If you plug this in, then when you play the music, you can't hear it because it's playing through the headphones. If your phone gets low, the battery will start charging from the case itself. But if you want to start it charging, you can roll it over and press this button and hold it. And as a result, you can see here that the battery on the phone has turned green, and the lightning bolt's there. It is now being charged by this case. I've run extensive tests on this case, fully charging it, and then using it to charge an iPhone 5S. We started the iPhone 5S at 6% of charge, and in about 90 minutes, the iPhone reached 74%, and the battery in the case down here was dead. That means we output from that battery 1,060.8 milliampere hours. And out of a 1,900 milliampere hour battery, That's a 55.8% battery. That's a poor result. Typically you would expect at least 70%. In addition, that amount of capacity, or 1060 milliampere hours, can only charge your iPhone 5S 68%. Here you can see I have the iPhone plugged in with the cable that came with it, which is a micro USB cable, and I have it plugged in down here to my USB 3.0 port on my computer. You can see by the blue LEDs here on the bottom that the case battery is charging. But I want to point out, at this time, my computer has not recognized this iPhone, nor is it syncing with iTunes. I have tested about 10 or 15 of these battery cases for the iPhone 5S, and about 30% of them will not sync with iTunes. My personal belief is that's because the product is not truly MFI with a lightning connector, because it's not transferring data from the phone through this cable. Again, about 70% of the phones I've tested have worked. That the battery case is charging with the 3 LEDs, and yet you can see also that the phone is not charging. That's also a little bit unusual. In most of these case designs, as soon as you plug in power, the power system charges the phone first, and then the battery case second. In addition, there are a couple other things I want to bring out about this case. First of all, this feature here is very innovative, but I got to tell you, I have never seen wires in my life as thin as this. I'm a big guy. If this is my case, I have no doubt that in me using them, I would break them. So I don't know how long this would last. It talks about being retracted 30,000 times, but these wires are absolutely thin. You can see I have a digital micrometer on the wire, and this wire here that goes to the headphones is less than 30,000ths of an inch in diameter, and that includes the insulation. In addition, you can see here this white case around the camera and the flash. When I read the manual, it warns about removing the case by slightly lifting up on the case, the phone, and raising it up about 1 millimeter, which is pretty difficult to do as far as trying to hit that exactly, but it didn't make any difference. When I took a picture with this camera, and if the flash would actuate, the photograph was absolutely horrible. It was completely faded and ghosty due to refraction of light back into it, and it over-adjusted for it, and the pictures were unacceptable. I literally had to remove the phone from the case in an effort to take a photograph. Here you can see a photograph taken with the case on and a flash being used, and you can see how faded and distorted and fuzzy the photograph is. And here you can see the same photograph being taken with the phone removed from the case, and you can see how crystal clear the outline of the sign is. I find the necessity of removing the phone from the case in order to take a flash photograph as being another negative. It's dangerous to do that. You can drop your phone and break it because now it's unprotected. In addition to that, if you're taking photographs and you're trying to capture the moment of whatever it is, taking the time to remove the phone from the case, you may miss the opportunity for the photograph. If you are taking a picture and you're not using the flash, then the camera works fine. Overall in my testing, I have to tell you, this had 4 major counts against it. Very thin wires, didn't have a good battery capacity, can't take flash photography with it in there, and it won't sync data with my computer and iTunes using their cable. I feel like I have to give this a 2-star rating. That's unfortunate because my wife really likes this case. It looks nice, it's jazzy, and it has this very unique feature. I just think there's too many other things going on there that, in my opinion, detract from the value of the case. This review is done by jjceo. I'd like to tell you I've received a sample for test and evaluation, and I promise to give a fair and honest review.